And the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby.
Hey Hannah, where are we going? Hospital?
Yeah.
To take out your trach?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you really excited? She's so excited that when we came home, she's like, I don't want to go home. Because I picked her up from Grandma's house and we had to get something. She's like, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. I want to go to hospital. Hey Hannah, you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. Down. They totally just told me that they might take out the trach tomorrow, which is shocking. I don't know what time we're going in tomorrow, but they said that they might take out the trach tomorrow or just downsize it and then maybe try to take it out the next day. I don't know. But me and Hannah are going to Walmart right now. Hey, you gotta walk off here. Ready? Jump. Trying to take a selfie with Hannah and she's just like so excited. Ready?
Yeah.
She just told me that she wants to go.
Yeah.
The only complaint I've heard from her today is that she doesn't want to go home, right?
No.
You don't want to go home.
I do.
There isn't a set time for tomorrow. I have to show up there at 7 and hopefully they'll get her in sometime during the day. I don't really know when. They called and asked and said that like they weren't even sure she was getting in tomorrow. So she may or may not have an appointment. Like all they're doing tomorrow is they're gonna scope her airway to make sure that there isn't like any tissue around like in her airway that would make it harder for her to breathe. So like by taking out the trach then she can't breathe. So they're doing that and they're gonna put tubes in her ears because she can't hear. And then after that, they might decide that to downsize the trach to a smaller size, or they might decide to take it out, they might cap it. I don't really know because I haven't talked to any of the doctors that are doing it. So tomorrow will be a surprise for me. And I think that we're gonna be waiting around like all day for this doctor to come and do this. My camera equipment. Alright, so I asked if I could film it, and the doctor said that he didn't know because she might just come back with no trach, so I might not even get to see it. So this might be the last time I get to see Hannah with the trach. She might come back trachless. Are you excited? And hopefully she's gonna get her tubes put in her ears. And I hope that I get to see it, and I hope that I can film it. And Hannah just wants to get out of this place. She wants to go downstairs, but she doesn't know what downstairs means. That way. Fine. It's in there. So she ended up having a granuloma and she got it removed. It was above her airway and it was apparently pretty big. The ENT doctor said when he pulled out the trach that it actually like blocked her airway. That's why we had to do the scope first. She's needed quite a bit of oxygen since then. Like she had a couple of flu episodes. She's feeling much better now, and hopefully tomorrow we'll continue with the trach coming out process. Hannah. What are you doing to your arm? Hannah. Hannah. I was out there?
Yeah.
And I got my key. And you got your mini. Breakfast isn't ready yet. Are we going crazy of boredom? Yeah. But at least it looks cute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got your bow? And are we gonna change your trig today?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna change your trig. And then we're gonna put something over it, like the Passimiro. Like your Passimiro? Yeah. That's what we're gonna do today. I can't believe it. They put a cap on when I turned away to grab a section, and then she came to me and she like wanted to be picked up, but she was like kind of like complaining a little bit before that. Because there were so many people in the room and we just did shake. I picked her up and I was gonna go section her and I looked at her and then she's got a cap on and she's breathing fine. No complaining, no saying no crying, no needing oxygen. No, just a cap. And she's happy as can be, wanting to go outside. You wanna go outside. So yesterday, like the plans, every doctor has a drastically different plan on what's gonna happen. So I like have no idea what's going on. And it's been like crazy. So yesterday I talked to the respirologist and we were talking about a bunch of things and he was saying that he wouldn't be surprised if Hannah needed low flow oxygen, which is just around her nose, for like all the time. Like that wouldn't be like a complete shock to him if she needed oxygen like daytime, nighttime, especially nighttime. I asked if that was like a typical thing, like a normal kid like Hannah, if that's like, it would seem like it's kind of like progressing, like regressing, whatever that word is, because she hasn't been on oxygen and then to go back on oxygen. But he said that it is harder to breathe out of your mouth and nose, which makes sense because like when you breathe, your lungs are right here, just a little tube, and then you go out. And then to breathe out of your mouth, you have to go all the way up, and then like your throat, like it's harder to breathe in, especially like there could be mucus, and then out of your mouth or out of your nose, it's just so much harder that your lungs have to push out of. So that kind of makes sense. And so when I asked about typical kids, he said he didn't know because there isn't very many cases like Hannah, like there isn't many Hannahs in the world. So like every kid with her condition, it's like drastically different because the lung, you just don't know. Like there's no like way to know how her lung is really, or how any of their lungs are. He did say that she'll probably have nursing for a lot longer than we thought. Like the other trach kid that had just like throat problems, he had it for 3 months after he got his trach out and then it was stopped. But he thinks it's gonna be a lot longer. He thinks that it might even like be permanent. He's definitely, I said, well, I've heard that they get it cut if the trach comes out, and he said, well, I'm gonna make sure that they don't because she still needs a lot of support and like whatever, and the doctors are the boss, so what the doctor says goes. And he thinks that Hannah's still gonna be a pretty sick kid, like really sick, so we're still probably gonna have nursing for a long time still. Yeah, I don't know, there's probably like so much I needed to update. The capping today was crazy. I can't believe how good she did. Like the fact that she like didn't even notice, like it's fallen off, and I put it back on and it doesn't even faze her at all. It really tells me that I think she's gonna be okay. But tonight will really tell us, because obviously she breathes worse at night, but she seemed like she was doing great when I left her. Mind fork. Hannah didn't do very well last night. She desatted and needed the cap off during the night. And the doctors think that maybe, oh, this is way too bright. Maybe that she just didn't do well because it's kind of obstructing her airway. You know, it's hard to breathe when there's a tube in there that isn't doing anything for you. So it's just like in your airway, like blocking it. So it's even harder to push around. So they said that maybe we'll take it out, and then we're waiting for the ENT all day, but he said that maybe they'll take it out. They did this with another kid. They took it out at night and see how they do then, because sometimes they do good. The other kid didn't do well. I know this kid, and I know that he still has his trach, so obviously this is where he failed. I kind of feel like we're going to have the cap at home for another 6 months. That's what I think. I think that maybe Hannah isn't ready, and that maybe like the cap, because it's like harder to breathe with the cap, so I think maybe she just needs to like have a couple months with just the cap, and then try to take out the trach. I don't know. But so we're waiting for ENT all day pretty much again, and then we'll see what he says. Doctor told me back and said that we're going home today, and then she's getting the trach out. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Going home?
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, we're going home today, and that they didn't want to retry because the ENT doctor said that her epiglottis wasn't in a good shape, which is really convenient that they're telling me that now, because they did the scope and didn't mention that they didn't like the shape of it or that anything like that. It's pretty much what the epiglottis is this, and I guess her like. So yeah, the epiglottis goes like that, and they can fold over your airway like that, or make it harder to breathe like by flipping down. And I guess hers looks bad, but it's convenient that they did the scope and had concerns and didn't tell me. But I kind of figured that the ENT doctor wouldn't push for it, because the way that the ENT doctor repeated what the respirologist said earlier, like a couple days ago, didn't sound good, and the respirologist isn't even in the country anymore, and it sucks because like they couldn't meet together. And like I talked to the respirologist and I was like, when she gets capped, can we try putting, like, you think that she might need low flow oxygen, so can we put low flow on her while she's capped to see if it helps? But he's not here anymore to talk to about that, and there's gonna be no convincing this other doctor that that's what she needs. He thinks that her throat looks bad, so we're not doing it, and I've never thought that her throat was bad, but I have to stop crying because she has to go for an echo. Anyways, it's just really upsetting because I was expecting like lung problems, but it's like a whole new problem. That is why I'm really upset. But they said to come back in 6 months, which is December, so good one, guys. And they'll try again. They're not gonna try in December, so I was like, well, how about in 4 months? Because 4 months is still pushing it. That's like October. So I think it's gonna be like another year. Jesus, this is harder to film than I thought it would be. Okay, so anyways, she should grow and it should fix herself. I was thinking about it. I was like, I think there's a surgery for it. But the epiglottis is something that like closes over your airway when you eat. So you couldn't like surgically put it down or surgically put it up because it needs to be able to flap around. So I don't think there's a surgery. And then I was trying to think if it's more dangerous for her to eat, but I guess the problem is that it closes more than it should. But she's having problems with her epiglottis, then technically I think that she shouldn't be allowed to drink anything either. But I haven't really talked to any of the doctors. I don't want to go back over there. Are you going home? When are you going home? Okay. I'll try to make this the last one, and I'll just make a piece with it, and whatever. So we just went to the hospital, and we got back, and I just am not sold that that's what the problem is, and I'm really mad they won't retry and whatever. So I talked to the RT, and that's like a respiratory therapist who deals with like, if she's like, well, if they're desetting, the nurses deal with it, but like, you know, they put on the humidity, they do all of that kind of stuff. And she said that she was having problems with secretions last night, and that was why she was having problems and working harder to breathe, and that she thought it was because she got the granuloma removed, and that's in the airway, and that she got it removed, and then it was still a little bit bleeding. It's still a little bit bleeding now, and your airway just gets mad, so then it extra produces secretions because it's a foreign object in there. You know, that's why trachs have secretions and regular people don't have secretions as much. So it's just producing more, and that's why she thought that because the granuloma got removed, that's why she failed. That's what she thought, and that's like more so somebody that would be around than the ENT doctor. Like I don't know, it just seems like that would be more of a believable story than the epiglottis was collapsing. Anyways, I guess there's no use saying what they could have done differently because I can't make them change their minds. I did talk to them. Well, I said like, you're not gonna take out her trach in December, so they are gonna try to push it forward, but I don't have that much of high hopes before that. I feel like it'll still be next year because the hospital isn't organized. Like, we made this appointment and the respirologist should have been here, and he was here for the first 2 days, not even like for the trach getting out. Now he's out of the country. Like, this is happens on the regular. Like, pretty important that a child like Hannah would need a respirologist around and the ENT to get decannulated. But oh well.